What am I doing in here? You might be wondering. Oh gosh, that's not the best angle, is it? No, I don't think so. It's not very good. I don't really like it that much. Time to change it. 18 millimeters. Okie dokie, we're getting somewhere. It's a little bit better. So, I'm gonna just put this down now. I'm just gonna put that right like that there. And I'm gonna try to figure this out quick. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna adjust the focus a little bit, just like this. I think that should be good. Okie dokie. Shut the electric book. Put it over there. Put that over there. And tell you a little story. The real reason that I'm here making this video is because I felt like doing a video. I just wanted to show you what I'm doing in an RV. Right now I'm putting away groceries. I'm currently staying at a beautiful community in Massachusetts, and I got my generator running. I just went to town and topped off my propane tank, and the generator, if you don't know anything about RVs, generates power so I can charge my battery and I can use propane liquid to heat my vehicle. And I got some groceries. I'm trying this new thing where I bought a bunch of frozen vegetables instead of fresh because they keep longer. They're not as vital, but it's a compromise I'm willing to make for this lifestyle. And there's lots of vitality that comes from living in a community and, you know, being off-grid, being in nature. I don't know why I felt like doing this. I don't really know what to show you. I don't really know what I want to say or what I want to do, but I just want to, you know, like tell you about my life a little bit and make something, you know, more elaborate than an Instagram post, but, you know, something that's like just as entertaining. So, you know, I figured I'd just, you know, hop on here and do that. This is Butter. Yeah, so I travel with a cat. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty worth talking about on the internet. So this is Butter, and I've had her since she was like a kitten. She was rescued from my grandparents' parking garage, and when she was maybe 3 months old or something. That's one of the fun things about living in an RV, is that I'm still getting used to the noises. I still just hear these noises every now and again, and they just spook me a little bit, so I just have to get used to them. But, you know, so anyway, yes, she's 15 years old and she's gonna be 16 next June or July. We don't know when she was born, but I say her birthday is the month of June. Or I mean July, rather. And I think she is very much a Cancer, astrologically. And she also had 4 kittens, because when we got her from the garage, she was on a waiting list to go be taken in by a local shelter. But you know what happened? We grew very attached to her before the time the shelter had space to take her. It was maybe about like 9 months or something. They had room for her. So we didn't spay her for that reason. Well, I say we. I was, what, an 11-year-old kid or something, so I have no really authority over that kind of stuff. My mom chose not to spay her. So one day we went out elsewhere other than in our house, and we stayed elsewhere for a few days, and my grandmother watched our house, and one day she just opened the door and let the cat out by accident. So Butter, being a 9-month-old little girl, got pregnant at the ripe age of 9 months, at the ripe cat age of 9 months old. So she had 4 little kits. So she's a mother. She's the love of my life. And the other day, she rubbed her nose, her face on my nose for the first time in her life. She's a slow goer and grower, but we've had lots of growth and progress. I say progress, by what measure? Throw that out the window. Throw it out the window. Never mind. Delete, as my favorite body worker would say. She says things and then she says delete, because she didn't want to put those vibes out into the universe, so she'd just say delete, and it works really well, actually. It's really a good method. So what else do I want to talk about? So yeah, I guess I'm just here making an appearance. This is one of the pillows that I sleep with. I love my little bed cave because I've got like 3 walls, like 2 on. This is like when I lay down like this. So then I got this wall over here, and then I have another one over there, and then I have one behind me, and there's windows. And my RV is on a Mercedes Sprinter chassis. So the chassis, for those of you who don't know anything about RVs, I'll tell you, because when I got this, I learned a little thing. I learned a handful of things about RVs when I got my RV. So a chassis is like the, I don't actually know what it is, but I think it's like the engine and like the bones, so to speak. And then the coach is the body, the house. And the coach of this is a Forest River Forester. It's brand new. The price was amazing. It was $127 after tax. Don't ask me how I bought it. Yeah, I'm going into serious voice because I've always felt really weird about being asked about like my financial situation. I know that this is not something that's accessible for everybody, but for those who this can be useful for, I hope that this is useful. But I share because I was considering getting like a B class, which is basically just like your Sprinter van or like a Ford Transit or whatever, those like the vans, the vans. I hate to say this, but the vans that give away, candy to children, that size is a B class. I really hated that. I really hate that I just said that, because I'm not an advocate for that kind of shenanigans. I'm just trying to make a point here. Anyway, this is extremely awkward. I'm in an extremely awkward emotion right now. Okay, so let's see, how can I get out of here? So I was looking at a lot of B's and then B pluses, which are basically B's, but the coaches popped out a little bit. After weighing my options, I decided that a C class or B plus, because it's not a big C class, it's like the smallest of the C class RVs, of the smallest, I think. I don't know if there are any smaller ones than this. The Sprinter van itself, I think, is 22 feet long, I believe, don't quote me, and this one that I'm driving is 25 feet long. So for 3 extra feet and a whole slide out, it like doubles the space that I have inside. This is like a tiny, modest New York City apartment on wheels. It's perfect for me. Butter obviously she's obviously very happy. I have her harness for her, so I take her on walks and I carry her around, and she's just very good at being with me. And so, I take her out, I keep her stimulated. When we drive, she just hangs out. She lays in her bed, and because she's 15 and a half, she's not like a kitten, running around everywhere all the time. Like, this is her happy this is her happy social time, where she just likes to rub on things, and she's purring right now, and she's so happy. You see that tail up and wagging is a sign of contentedness. She's very happy with her life. So yeah, I live in an RV. I'm living with a cat. I'm living in a community right now. I'm here at this specific dance community for the next week. After that, I'm going to a retreat in Vermont, and I'm very much looking forward to that. We got a little cut off there, but I wanted to say the whole reason that I decided to move into an RV was because I wanted to travel. I've found that in the last few years, I wind up on at least 1 month long adventures at a time, at least. First it was a 4-month adventure, then it was a 1-month adventure, and then I don't even remember. But I love traveling, and traveling is absolutely a lifestyle that I expect I will continue to live for the rest of my life, or for the rest of my foreseeable life, because so much can change and I don't know what to expect. But I love traveling, and I love going places on impulse and having the means and the resources and the flexibility to be able to decide, okay, I want to spend a month in the Southwest, I want to drive to Canada in the summer, I want to whatever. I love meeting people, I love going to events, I love following my intuition. There's so much about living in this kind of thing that just is so nice for me. And it's really lovely having my own sacred space that I can scintillate my magic fingers inside of, and no one can see me. That's one of my favorite things about this. Yeah, I love having my own space, privacy. So one of the things that is painful about like living in communities is just not having any privacy or any of my own space. Like even if I have my own room, hearing the sounds of footsteps in the hallway or voices over here or there, whatever, I need to get away from it. What else do I want to talk about? I really don't know, so I think I'm going to end the video. I've got a full-size, queen-size bed. I've got a lot of empty space for yoga, movement, sitting, art, crafting. I have lots of cabinet storage space. I have got a nice bathroom. Right now I don't have any water in the tanks because I'm staying in below freezing temperatures sometimes in the night, and you know, to keep the battery running and to use the generator for the amount of time I would need throughout those cold temperatures to keep a water tank from freezing is not worth it to me when I can go wash my dishes in the communal kitchen. And I also love this lifestyle because there are a lot of daily things. What are those called? Mundane chores? I don't like the word. I am averse to the word chore. I don't even know what the etymology. I like when a word makes me feel icky. I like to look at the etymology of what that word is so that I can actually feel connected to the meaning of the language that I use, because the translating my emotions through the actual words, and words are containers for very particular vibrations and energies. I like to have those match up as much as possible. So one thing that you'll get to know about me is that I'm extremely particular about words, to the point where I feel self-conscious and awkward when I make videos, especially. It's not like a conversation. I'm literally, when I make a video in my mind, I'm talking to anyone and everyone, so I need to be super specific. So when I do my little daily living, little living habits, they allow me to attune to my primordial humanity more so than I would if I was living in a house stapled to the floor, if you know what I'm saying. For example, I walk up a gravel hill and see the sky, and I feel the weather, and I feel the wind, and I breathe the air, and I go to the communal kitchen to wash my dishes and to use the bathroom and take showers and talk to people and whatever. I don't have everything I need inside of this. Editing Aaliyah here. What I was trying to say is that I appreciate how this reduces the level of convenience that I engage with on a day-to-day basis, because what's convenient on a soul level is being a full human and not being some robot in a cage with everything I need to survive and continue, you know, on with my beating heart and stuff at the push of a couple of buttons. So this actually is way more engaging with lots of different aspects of my humanity, like in a daily lifestyle kind of way. Yeah, also that's my AC in the background, so you're really getting the full RV quality immersion experience in this video, background noise and all. You know, I love that aspect of living in this. And I also, I mean, when I am hooked up and using my tanks in the bathroom and everything, I have to maintain them and keep them clean and dump my tanks and whatever, and like that part is very satisfying. I like that living in a house on wheels allows me to be more in tune with nature from a habit to habit, moment to moment, day to day kind of way. I really like that. And this particular one is amazing because for the price, it's just amazing. Smaller vans with way less space were like more expensive than this one. So this was $127 after tax. I don't even know the square footage. It's probably, I think it's more than 200. No, maybe 2 something. I used to live in a 500 something square foot New York City apartment, so I'm trying to imagine in my head what that was like. This is like a tiny apartment, but it's like a spacious apartment with enough room to walk around. So anyway, I'll tell you how I chose this particular one based off what I needed. I'm an artist, and I really care about being able to move my body and have space in my environment and storage for all my art supplies, and I love playing dress up. So behind me I have closet space up the wazoo, and I pretty much have all my important clothes. All the important ones are in there. This thing has like the perfect amount of storage. I have nice kitchen things, I have pots and pans and dishware, and I have all my art supplies, and I have all my chunky shoes, I have all my fluffy pillows and blankets, I have bags, cat supplies, I have towels and toiletries, I've got a folding table, a Pilates mat, an art portfolio, litter box, laundry bag, food. I have a whole big refrigerator. The storage is amazing, and like I said, art making and spaciousness are like my 2 main kind of needs. So the storage and the size of this thing was so worth it to me. I don't care too much about being able to drive through a city and park in a city, and I can't really do that with this, but I can, you know, I haven't parked it and left it really in a lot and gone far away just because I have this girl here, and I would never leave her alone far away from me. Like, you know, if I would never leave her in a parking lot and like go to a different city for the day. I don't think I would ever do that. But she's an amazing travel cat, so she would be able to come with me just fine. She's flown on planes, she's gone to living room concerts, she's sat in the living room in the community over here. She's met a dog who wanted to play with her, and she just kind of scrunched into a ball and didn't really. This is like her default. Do you see this? Do you see how she is? She's very zen. I think I will take some credit for that, because I meditate twice a day, every day, and I've been doing that for years, on and off. She's my girl, and our nervous systems are very much in tune. I think it's some mysterious cat magic, something or other. Her heart rate is significantly slow for a cat, but it's always been that way, and she's happy and healthy and youthful, and yeah. Cities, driving around. I feel very safe driving this. It's got great safety features. It's easy to handle. The only thing is, I can't go the speed limit most times, especially on winding, rural, hilly, mountain, valley roads, because I don't want to tip. And especially if there's wind gusts, I want to be stable, because this thing is not aerodynamic. It's a rectangle with sharp edges on wheels. Another thing that's important to note is getting around. I use this app called Copilot GPS, which needs to update some of its roads, but it is a cool app overall because you can type in the dimensions, the weight, the height, the axles, like all these different things on this app, and it will calculate routes for you when you need to navigate somewhere using GPS. So what I do is I put my destination in on Google Maps, and I also put it on Copilot GPS, so I can have Copilot showing me where I need to go and Google Maps kind of having its own route. So if I find that they have the same instructions for the next 20 miles or whatever, I can just zone out and I'll put it down, but I have the little volume thing turned on in case I need to know. I have the volume thing turned on in case it needs to tell me to turn this way instead of this way. And I found that even when I do go into roads where I need to turn around because the clearance bridge is only 10 foot, for example, I can do that easily. But I've never been in any kind of really super pickle of a situation before. So it's easy. It's really easy. I will say for the first month and a half, for the first 6 weeks, since I bought this, driving it, and even just having it sit in my mom's driveway, I had constant anxiety. I would wake up and go to sleep with constant anxiety. Not everyone who tries this will respond the same, but I'm very sensitive. I'm very sensitive to the tiniest things. So getting used to all of the new sounds and feelings in this for the first month and a half was a lot for me. And the way out was through, as they say. I just camped in it. I just took test camping trips, and it really helped because I had a friend named Tim, and he was also on his way to start living on the road out of his like little trailer A-liner camper with his 2 cats, actually. So him and I took a lot of camping trips together. Like, we used to live in Southeast Florida, so we would drive up to like northern or central Florida to the springs and stuff, and we took a couple test camping trips, and those really helped me adjust to the way that things worked. My biggest fear when I first got this was that it was going to explode, because it's a house and it's a car in the same space coordinates. So that was an entirely new concept for me that I had never lived before, never experienced before. It was a lot of stimulation for me to get used to, but I did, and I am used to it now. It's just nice. I've gotten over the hump. I got this thing in June, and it is November 8th. So that's pretty wild that it's been 5 to 6 months. I can't believe that. June, July, August, September, October, November. Time is wild. Okay, is there anything else I want to say in this video? I don't think so. Leave a comment if you have any questions or requests, or you want to know something in particular, but for now I think I will hang up the phone